team in Florida. There's a house full of interns that have come from all over the country. This summer we had a girl come from London, another girl come from Melbourne, Australia, just to be a part of this work that we're doing. And collectively we've responded to roughly 80,000 messages. And those messages have come from 40 different countries. And so what that tells us is that these are not American issues. These are not white people issues or emo issues. This really has very little or nothing to do with what color t-shirts you wear or what music you listen to. Like, these are issues of humanity. These are problems of pain that affect people all over the world. And they don't just affect young people. These are things that affect people that are older, people that have a lot of money, people that don't, people in India, people in Australia, England, America, Canada. It's not really about where you call home. And so we learned a lot about this country as well. We learned that it's estimated that 19 million Americans struggle with depression, that untreated depression is the leading cause of suicide, that for us in this room, that suicide is the second leading cause of death. And maybe the number that hit me the hardest or surprised me the most was this number, this statistic that suggested that 2 out of 3 people who live with depression, they don't get help. And so if that's true, that suggests that the majority of people who live with depression, they walk through it very much alone, and they don't get the help that they need. And so I think it just points to the stigma, it points to the sense of shame and confusion that really hover and surround these issues and people who live with these issues. That people don't know where to start, they don't know where to go, they don't know who they could talk to or what people might think if they did open up about these things. And yet we've learned in the face of that this is a conversation that's not just depressing, it's not just difficult or confusing or painful, but that we really believe it's a conversation that's hopeful, and that depression is something that's very treatable, and addiction can be very treatable. And we get to hear from people who are sitting across from a counselor for the first time, or stepping into treatment, or in a really desperate moment picking up the phone and calling a suicide hotline. And so we get to hear these stories of redemption and healing starting to happen, where people are pursuing solutions. And, I'm going to press pause there, and I'm going to invite a couple guys up. And I think I'm going to go outside and say all of that again. But I'm going to bring up 2 guys. Okay, actually I'm going to bring up 1 guy. Aaron Moore is a counselor based in Orlando. He's a mental health and addictions counselor, and I sometimes refer to him as kind of the resident voice of wisdom. He speaks into a lot of what we do, and we really love his unique education and background and his experience just day to day, that he has basically given his life to being a part of meeting these needs and helping people process the stuff that they feel stuck in. And so you're going to hear from Aaron, and then Aaron's going to bring up another friend, Denny. So thank you guys for being here.